Hi, my name is Dr. Ann, and today I'll present 3 evidence-based instructional principles, each derived from Mayer's cognitive theory of multimedia learning, which I'll refer to as CTML. To review, CTML proposes that learning occurs more deeply from words and pictures than from words alone. It builds from Sweller's cognitive load theory, which claims that information must be processed in the working memory before it's transferred to the long-term memory, and that the effort of transferring the information is referred to as cognitive load. The 3 principles presented today will focus on managing extraneous processing to reduce cognitive load. I'll begin with the temporal contiguity principle, which asserts that people learn better when corresponding words and pictures are presented simultaneously rather than successively. Temporal contiguity principle facilitates sensory processing through timed presentation. Evidence supporting the principle reflects 9 studies carried out between 1991 and 2008, demonstrating a median effect size of 1.2. Next, the coherence principle states that people learn better when extraneous words, pictures, and sounds are excluded rather than included. The principle facilitates sensory processing by directing selection. Evidence supporting coherence principle reflects 23 studies carried out between 1996 and 2008, demonstrating a median effect size of 0.86. Finally, the signaling principle suggests that people learn better when cues that highlight the organization of essential material are added. Arrows or bold print help learners focus on relevant information. Signaling facilitates the selecting phase. Evidence supporting the signaling principle reflect 28 studies carried out between 1997 and 2013, demonstrating a median effect size of 0.41, which indicates low strength. Now, I'll provide a screen capture to exemplify the 3 principles. I will highlight the principles with voice and captioning as appropriate. The purpose of this presentation is to educate learners about the genetics of albinism while integrating 3 principles of the cognitive theory of multimedia learning. What is albinism? Albinism is a rare genetic disorder characterized by white hair and eyelashes, pale skin, and pink or icy blue eyes. Albinism can occur in people, animals, and plants. This slide exemplifies temporal contiguity principle, where people learn better when corresponding words and pictures are presented simultaneously rather than successively. The cause of albinism is a genetically caused inability of the body to produce melanin, which is responsible for skin and eye color. This cross-section of skin layers highlights that melanin is contained within the melanocytes located at the bottom layer of the skin's epidermis. This slide exemplifies the coherence principle, where people learn better when extraneous words, pictures, and sounds are excluded rather than included. Here, DNA or genetic analysis is computer generated from skin or hair samples. OCA1 is the gene associated with albinism. On the chromosome 11q1 through 4, it codes for the protein tyrosinase. Tyrosinase is a copper-containing enzyme present in plant and animal cells. It catalyzes the production of color-causing melanin. The OCA1 gene is recessive. Parents may produce melanin and carry the gene. Both parents must carry the OCA1 gene for a child to be affected with albinism. The blue half of the individual represents OCA1 gene. The beige shade represents no OCA1 gene. Offspring of 2 carriers have a 25% chance of being affected by albinism. In this Punnett square, the lowercase a represents albinism and the 1 out of 4 possibility. This slide exemplifies the signaling principle, where people learn better when the cues that highlight the organization of essential materials are added. For example, the arrow helps focus the learner on relevant information. 1 in 100 people are OCA1 carriers. Global prevalence is 1 out of 50,000 people, or a 0.0002% chance of being affected by albinism. In summary, albinism is a rare genetically expressed condition. The likelihood of finding a four-leaf clover is small, but finding an albino one is even smaller.